highway to the danger zone. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we are back with another episode of Mobile Suit Gundam seed Destiny Phase 8 Junction.
So the episodes are called Faces, huh?
Yeah. That's alright. I mentioned before I'm watching Infinite Rivus, they call those Sares. Even though Sare... There is an English word, Sare, which I believe has something to do with plants, so it has nothing to do with the way they're using it in the show. So, just a running thing, I don't know what the fuck Sare means in the show. Well, they're using, I think it means levels in the show. Yeah. Well, there's a thing, apparently the sun fucking exploded or something, and there's like this hot gaseous plasma field that's like on the plane of the solar system. And it gets hotter the deeper in. It's like a sea. I think they call it the Sea of Gadult. And it has Sares. So, I think that means levels.
So we have how many? 51, 52 faces to whatever is happening here?
I think 50.
Yeah. That's a lot of faces.
Yeah, 50 phases. Well, I think there were phases on Season 1, too.
I remember I saw the movie, so... It was a movie Phase 1. So,
I watched them. I was here with you.
Yeah, so I don't know if it was phases. But you just told me, so fair enough.
Yeah, so when I say remember next time, remember the last time I told you.
But I couldn't remember from the last time you told me because you didn't tell me last time because I didn't see them that time. You remember that it was the last time, but I don't remember because I didn't see them. So now I have to remember next time because you told me this time that the last time there were faces. So you're telling me that I should remember because you told me.
Well, my point is more so that you now have no excuse not to remember.
That too.
Also, you'll remember that you were defining excuse as a different way than most people.
Am I?
Yeah. We had a whole debate about excuse. Not a debate, a comparing of definitions for excuse. I don't remember what show we were watching. But you were saying... Yeah, define excuse for us.
Excuse versus understanding, right? Because excuse as a form of justification versus understanding was like, I know what's going on, but I will not excuse the actions of people doing it.
Oh, see, now you're using the common version of excuse and not the one you were using last time. You were saying that an excuse is somebody agrees with.
Oh, I guess at some level you have to agree.
No.
Why would you otherwise?
No, otherwise you get tired of someone's excuses. No, you can excuse someone, which is to get the fuck out of my sight. Please be excused. Or there's an excuse, which is something you say to try and get out of being responsible for something that you're responsible for.
Yeah, one is in the imperative.
Stop giving me excuses, for example.
Yes, but I say I wasn't using it in the imperative. Therefore,
no, you were. You were saying that an excuse is something that somebody has to understand, and I was like, no. People make up excuses. Excuses and lies are so close to fucking one another. I don't know why I made it sexual, but
okay.
But yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Is that you were saying an excuse is justified, and it's like, no. An excuse is just a reason that you've decided excuses you of a thing. And it doesn't. You're not the one who gets to decide if your excuse lands or not.
Well, that's true. But certainly can try, though. I mean, that's the whole point. You're trying to get excuse.
I would argue that your other word that you've already used in this this whole definition is more applicable if something is justified, yeah. A justified thing is an excuse that works. Whereas an excuse is like a theory to a hypothesis. It's untested. The hypothesis is justified. The theory is an excuse.
That's the other way around.
No, I think a theory is untested, whereas... No, you might be right. I can always get those two backwards. I'm not sure.
You present an hypothesis, you put it to the test, and you get it. You get enough of a...
We know one is tested, the other is not. That's what I'm trying to go for.
Yeah. So the thing about theory is that while it might be tested, it is not a law, meaning, because it's hypothesis, theory, and law. Law is something that, unless you radically change your thinking of something and change all the rules around it to invalidate that law. A theory, not a thesis, is something that is true unless proven otherwise, but it has proof. An hypothesis is a conjecture based on presented evidence, but not necessarily have enough weight of evidence to convert it into a theory. In other words,
Yeah,
you
if
can
I didn't already have a headache, I would have used this ketchup packet to like put blood out my nose, and like I thought better. 'Cause I have a fork. I've got a ketchup packet. I could have just, I could have just done one of these things and just rubbed it all down my face. And like, what the fuck is going on? Are you bleeding? Oh, I'm sorry. Must have been from my nose.
Okay, moving on.
No, I just love it when we sound intelligent. It's just that, yeah.
Sounding. It's probably the operational word here. Yeah.
The new things sometimes I come across is, you remember In Living Color?
Yes.
Yeah, you remember the guys who just used the long words with out of context.
Yeah.
You got a hyperfight. I can't even do it.
Hyperfixation.
Well, no, you just use like 5 to 7 syllable words just to make
Yeah.
it sound like you're super smart, even though it's not the right word for whatever you're trying to do.
True enough.
Anything about the actual show, though?
Yeah. Well, about that, yes. I like where this is going. The setup. Like I said earlier in the video, I was worried that it was just going to be a one-to-one kind of repeat of what happened in '79, but they actually used the setup in an effective way. I think, right, where you do have mass destruction, you do have the possibility of restarting the war, but you also have the possibility not everybody's going to be for it either, because people are going to look like, well, it doesn't make sense that these people would essentially bomb us and then give us aid, right?
Yeah.
So
what country would do that? That sounds like a fucking stupid thing to do. What country would famously bomb a group of people and then give out humanitarian aid to those same exact people?
yeah, but deny that they bombed them while bombing them.
Yeah.
While giving them aid.
What country possibly has a low accuracy rate when it comes to bombing the correct things that it means to bomb, then deny anything that happened, but also offer aid? That would be probably the dumbest group of people.
True. But the fact that you do offer aid and the people do receive it kind of muddle is.
Does it? I don't think it does anything. Literally, it's the least you could do. And it's hard to present, but hey, I offered help to the people you hurt. That's at the very least recompense for your own actions.
But consider that the original intent seemed to be to wipe out most life on Earth or make Earth unlivable, and then go out of your way to break it up to try to stop it. You have evidence of that too, right? Counter evidence. And then you help the people that were hurt. Because yes.
Because you got caught.
Caught by the people that were monitoring the situation in the first place and sent out the warning too?
Caught by the people that released the information that, hey, we have video footage that they may have caused this themselves. Yeah, I'm saying that zaft reported on itself. No, I'm saying that the outside organization, I don't know, let's call them the Romefeller organization, reported on it by, I don't know, let's call it a news leak or a media leak.
Yeah.
Yeah, that this happened and maybe what they're doing isn't all above board.
True. That's the phrase is important. It's not all above board. So what happens is there is room to maneuver, right? There'll be people who like, these people are lying, they bombed us and now they're doing this to cover their asses, right? And then some people go like, but they did try to stop it and then they helped us afterwards. I don't want to believe these people are so evil, right? After
let's hope there isn't a Sutherland faction out there that's totally like, oh no, Alicia died when the meteorite strike hit, I don't know, Arizona. Oh, thank God I kept all of my mobile suits. And then goes and tries to nuke the plants because it's a constant cycle. It reciprocates itself.
Yeah, but there's, like I said, it's not because, okay, here's the thing. It's, if we're going to make the comparison to 79, which I said, listen, you sent the giant
Don't spoil anything.
space station to 79?
Yeah. We're not done 79.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. Don't spoil anything. I'm
talking
stopping
about-
you preemptively about spoiling
I'm talking
anything. I know.
Operation British.
I'm just saying out loud, don't spoil anything.
We already talked about this. And we had a long discussion about whether or not it was justifiable to destroy Jaburo using island fish.
Yes.
Island fish.
Was it justifiable? Yes. A lot of things are justifiable. Does it make them right? No. Unfortunately, I don't think I had it with you, but I think I had it with Justin about the moral. I combine ethical and moral are in my head for some reason. The moral and ethical arguments versus the pragmatism of it. And the example being used was the discussion about after nuking Hiroshima and Nagasaki, about how many lives may have been saved versus what the cost of invading mainland Japan would have been over the course of the war. That sort of thing, because it's very much a one-for-one, I feel like, what's going on with the whole Operation British. It's just we don't get that backroom debate about being right versus being necessary.
So we have to imply it.
Well, again, I think I used the Rombarol discussion, not discussion, argument with Dozel as the main, as most as we're going to get of that sort of thing.
That I was like, I'm not for this shit. I'm not going to do it. It's like, oh, but you already destroyed or heavily damaged. What was the same? It starts with an L.
Well, it's not.
The side that it starts with an L.
He was
name.
part of the space operations outside of Loom.
Loom, yeah, and Loom gets nuked basically.
Well, it's destroyed. We know it's destroyed.
Yeah. In fact, that's what I said. That he said, like, no, that didn't happen. It's like Dolsa goes back, like, yeah, but don't be a hypocrite because of what happened in Loom. You did that.
Ramba says it's the work of the devil.
Yeah.
Again, which implies the moral side of the argument is what he's facing. And again, Dozel is on the pragmatic side, that this is necessary for the long-term operation of the war, which is, of course, completely outside the scope of Gieran's. We're not stopping, even if they want to surrender, which then again you could imply is sort of the machinations of the U.S. government in that aspect, and that they kind of forced Japan to attack Pearl Harbor.
They put him in a position where,
they made it necessary for the attack to have happened via a lot of different global politics mechanisms.
But they were thinking the fact they were deterring Japan by doing that. The interpretation is that the United States wanted to have the Japanese stop their aggression in China by doing this, but by doing that, the Japanese government, especially the hawks in the War Council, were like, we have no choice. We have to attack because we're going to be completely cut off, and we are going to be forever depending on the Americans. If the Americans do this do it to us today, they're going to do it tomorrow and the day after that, and
I have gotten so many posts in the comment section about exactly the whole nature of evil Western imperialism, apropos of nothing, by the way, in these Gundam things. So I hope you're welcoming the conversation that you're going to elicit from literally on topic, at least.
Yeah.
Versus I think we talked about the Japanese soldiers that didn't surrender because they were out of touch with the didn't know the war was over. I think we mentioned that like in a sentence once, and then multiple paragraphs of how you don't understand anything. So okay.
Oh, okay. Okay, sure. Here the difference is that was where you can justify as a military necessity. That was an attack on a military installation, right? This seems to be just essentially a terrorist attack, right?
Well, that's what we talked about, the idea of creating a situation that is so unforgivable as to be unforgivable. They want the war to end one way or the other via the war, not this peace negotiation shit, because one side has to exist, and we're hoping it's not the other side, but we'll accept it if it's not us, in that we won't be here to not have a problem with it. It is a means to continue the war.
Nuance. Yeah, but there's, I think, more nuance here in many ways.
Oh, I think there's less. There's less nuance because it's a one deal thing. There's more nuance in Operation British because it follows the real life nuance, which is so much deeper because it's based on that real life situation. Versus this is its own thing, and its motivation is very clear. There's no nuance to it because it is the one thing.
Yes, but the nuance comes from the fact that you have multiple factions.
That's after the fact.
Doing multiple.
That's an after. I'm not going to say there's no nuance in it because of the after effect. The after effect is very nuanced, which makes it a very, I almost want to say exciting, very entertaining to find out how this is going to work out because of those new factions and how they're going to interact with one another, especially when two of them have a basis in a different faction. But that doesn't make the terrorist attack itself nuanced. The terrorist attack itself is one faction trying to accomplish one very clear message.
But because it has the context of it and the reaction from the very people, well, not the very people because they're a different faction. They're a sub-faction or former faction. See, that's where things get interesting.
That's what I'm saying. It's after the fact nuance, which I will agree with 100%. That's what makes this season that much more interesting. But for the event itself, like before it even happens, we get all that nuance with Operation British in Origin. And that discussion is a real discussion that was had. You can look up the paperwork and notes of it. So that's why that event was very nuanced. And to where we're at now in 79, it hasn't been as nuanced after the fact because no one's talking about it. It's just a thing.
You only have two factions, right? You have Earth Federation.
Yeah, but you can still have people talking about it. You could have characters that were heavily influenced by it, but no one, like, Zeon's evil because of it, but no one's really like, that most, maybe that woman that went to go back to her town where her husband was, and the town was wiped off the map, but we don't spend any time with her after that. It's the sense of loss that we feel knowing that the whole episode led up to it, but by then we're done with the episode and moving on to the next thing. Whereas here, the event itself, not really, just a thing that happened, but the after effect is where it all is. Again, it's a mirror. It's like poetry. It rhymes.
Well, I hope so, yeah.
Well, not all poetry has to rhyme, so I don't know what you're going with that one. Haikus don't have to rhyme.
No.
It's poetry, though.
True. So, anything else?
I don't know. This was your point. I just interrupted you.
Oh, no. We hatched it out, so I'm happy with it.
I don't know if we hashed it out because you don't interject to me that's fine, okay. There's no end to it.
I agree with your point.
I don't typically hear the end of a debate. Typically, the debate is a hanging up noise. So,
well, I'm not hanging up on you.
I'm just saying that I don't know how it ends. Usually, with you, it's just a period of silence where I don't know where we stand with one another.
What I'm going to tell you is that I do agree with your analysis of pre-nuance, pre-action nuance versus post-action nuance. So I guess we are in that same line of thought.
I know it was certainly something I was thinking about. I don't know if it was either when we started this episode, or to say this recording, or when we ended last one, that I thought that was the most interesting aspect of this new season so far. Well, beyond the Shin Kigali thing, because I keep bringing up the artifice of what your dad did to the country, which has affected
Mhm.
me as a person, to how I carry that weight on my back, and approaching you, the new leader of the country, with it, even though I have no actual interaction with you. I blame your family
Mhm.
and the fact that you're conceivably not doing a great job, in my
Yeah.
opinion, or when my opinion as me, Theta, and my opinion as me, Shin, in the example I'm giving. Again, that's why I had the whole note section before. Do I like Kigali? Yes, she is a good character. She isn't vilified, in my opinion, whatsoever. She's just not leader material so far. I haven't seen what she's done before now in the lead up between the end of the war and
Mhm.
where we see her, but where she's shown us so far has been hypocritical, argumentative, and I mean argumentative like in a political sense, not like in an
Mhm.
interpersonal sense. Um, she's ineffectual. She's not even present in her state. That's what I want to say. She's not present at Orb during the emergency, and that is
Me.
a artifact of her own choices. She was given the option to leave the Minerva and get on a ship with Durandal to be able to get away and, you know, conceivably enact the office that she has been given by nepotism. Because, again, not voted as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
Because Durandal's out giving speeches. He's on the scene. She had the same opportunity, and she chose personal vindication. You know, she chose to be the politician. She decided to be Giuliani on 9/11, right? I'm on the scene. I'm here in it.
Yeah.
Great. Who's down at City Hall organizing shit, you know? I don't need you. I don't need the president who needs to be on TV all the time letting us know what he's doing. I need, or she, um, I need the president who's getting shit done.
Yeah.
And Kigali chose not to be the getting shit done one. I need to be here so people either so I know it's getting done, which great job delegating, but
Mhm.
or people know that I was here when it got done, which la di da, who cares? I don't need the banner across the aircraft carrier that says mission accomplished. That's not who I need you to be, Kigali. I need you to be an
Yeah.
effective leader that makes the world better, not present at all times.
The thing with Kigali is that I should come from seed. She was a person that was a not a main character, but a one of important character, and also a fighter as well. So she was involved in the fighting, and this might be her hopefully transitioning from being a frontline person, right? And that might be what she wants to be there because that's the role she's more comfortable in,
She's been in her
right?
position for a year, by the way. Almost a year of being in charge and still having to learn not to be a frontline fighter.
Actually, 18 months.
It was an
Is it 6 months?
11-year war when we started the show.
Yeah,
And
it's
hold
been
on,
a
did I
year.
close my notepad? I did. Hold on. Gundam seed. Well, here's the problem: is I know when the war
I
ended.
think
This is unhelpful.
I think it's and not 11 years. It's 18 months. I think a year and a half.
Let's see. Peace treaty signified on March 10th, 72 CE. What did and the current year at the start of the first show was CE 70, and the war had been going on for 11 months.
A year minus.
I'm pretty sure it was like a year and 18 months or something like that is what we got told. Start of this season, I mean.
Yeah.
So, yeah, about what, say the war went on for like 13 months or something like that because they want to beat the Gundam 79 for some reason. And so, 10 months or so. Like I said, a little under a year. That she still hasn't learned to be an effective leader and still wants to be whoever she was back at Desert Dawn. Again, I like Kigali. People are going to take this and rant in the comment section. Literally had somebody earlier posting how they're done with the Kira hate. Have fun reacting. It's like, okay, I don't have to dick ride my favorite characters. I can accept that they have faults and not everyone likes them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my problem with sometimes with the fandom, I guess. is that you got to accept that even your favorite stuff has its negative qualities. Yeah. Otherwise, because otherwise, if everything was perfect, then it would be the one thing we watch, and that would be it. We're done. It was the perfect show. But then you also have to account for taste, like you with music.
And I'm gonna leave it there because
All right. Anything else before we get into this?
No, that's fine.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and hop on into it.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
Oh, hey, back to where Shinlos's family. Literally the same place.
zaft の最新鋭艦ミネルダか姫もまた面倒なもので帰国される
Yeah, it's the second massive ship that came here. Okay. There we go. That's the guy that was on the TV, and that's his son. Who's stocking the break room? It's like name brand. Look.
I mean, they have a box somewhere, I guess.
Well, I don't know. It's a weird consideration. You know, got to talk to the supply guy, Captain Shepard.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, if you already have why wouldn't you stock the room, right? Why wouldn't you do that?
Oh, you stock the room?
I mean, put the cans there and whatever. Why wouldn't you do that?
I don't know. Just the whole concept of supply sometimes boggles my mind. Not specifically the need for it, but like how much a ship that size would require in supplies and how long they should last. Like, like the rotation cycle of the U.S. carrier fleet, and like how it was only like 2 out at a time, and they rotate on like 3 to 4 month cycles because one refit, but also supply and etc.
Yeah.
So having like name brand drinks in the machine, it's just like, oh yeah, the Coke guy made a run on the battlefield. He's gonna get you all filled up there.
I mean, I suppose you buy that in bulk, and then you have it in some storehouse, and then you bread it out.
Yeah, but then how big is that storehouse? Like, there's a lot of considerations for me.
Yeah.
Sorry,
it's ship. So 2 Gundams and 2 cycles.
To be fair, she acts that way when most people hug her.
Oh.
お帰りなさいませ代表。ようやく無事なお姿を拝見することができ、我らも安堵いたしました。
大事の時に不在ですまなかった。留守の間の采配ありがたく思う。被害の状況などどうなっているか。
沿岸部などはだいぶ高波にやられましたが、幸いオーブに直撃はなく、詳しくは後ほど行政府にて。
ザフト軍ミネルバ艦長タリア・グラディスであります。
同じく副長のアーサー・トラインであります。
オーブ連合首長国最小ウナトエマス。
I do most of the work around here.
Oh, he is the prime minister.
Hey, Wellfield and
いえ、
Marius.
我々こそ不測の事態とはいえ、アサハ代表にまで多大なご迷惑をおかけし、大変遺憾に思っております。またこの度の災害につきましてもお見舞い申し上げます。
お心遣い痛み入る。
Now maybe you could answer this. Turns to a screen showing zaft.
Yeah.
クルーの方々もさぞお疲れであろう。
ありがとうございます。
まずは行政府の方へ。ご帰国早々申し訳ありませんが、 ご報告せねばならぬことも多々ございますので。
Yeah, I don't like that guy.
Yeah, I was just not a fan of Bono.
ああ、君も本当にご苦労だったね、アレックス。よく係を守ってくれた。ありがとう。いえ。報告書などは後でいいから、君も休んでくれ。後ほど彼らと
So he answers to them.
頼むかもしれないし。
Yes, so.
いや、
I mean, she's supposed to be the leader. What she's putting up with that guy? Who the hell is this guy that he's gonna? Oh, the son of the prime minister.
本当のところはどうするつ
Who
もりなの
answers to her?
Yeah.
セイラはもともと大西洋連邦よりだわ。かがりさんが戻ったところで。
I'm sorry,
今
what?
のこの情勢では
Always favored the Atlantic Federation? You mean the assholes that invaded the island?
とんでもないことになってるんだよ。まったく。
Dude, and also why is after I'm putting up with that shit?
なんだと大西洋連邦との新たなる同盟条約の締結一体何を言ってるんだこんな時に今は被災地へ
Well, if you hadn't been away for so long.
こんな時だからですよ、代表。それにこれは大西洋連
I
邦
guess green's not that uncommon of a hair color.
呼びかけは確かに大西洋連邦から行われておりますが、それは地球上のあらゆる国家に対してです。
Yeah, the exact reason why they invaded us last time.
Yeah.
救援も盛り込まれておりますし、これはむしろそういった活動を効率よく行えるよう結ぼうというものです。
いやしかし
ずっとザフトの船に乗っておられた代表には今一つご理解いただけてないのかもしれませぬが、地球が被った被害はそれはひどいものです。そしてこれだ。我らつまり地球に住む者たちは皆すでにこれを知っております。
こんなものが一体なぜ
Well, I mean, not for nothing, but you were there.
情報です。だが、プラントもすでにこれは真実と大筋で認めている。代表もご存知だったようですね。
だがでもあれはほんの
So that's exactly what I was saying, though. She's not present to lead, and they're doing this shit behind her back.
その破砕作業に全力を挙げてくれたんだぞ。だからこそ地球は
それも分かってはいます。だが実際に被災した何千万という人々にそれが言えますか？あなた方はひどい目にあったが地球は無事だったんだからそれで許せと。
許せない。どうしてこんなひどいことができるの？
奴らは俺たちを皆殺しにする気だったんだ。
Yeah, it's again, my problem with her leadership style is I was there, let me tell you. She's not a politician. Come on, don't call them monkeys. You did. It was called Janus 7. Oh, sorry, you got hit with it.
Yeah.
The irony. The irony is not lost.
今これを見せられ、怒らぬ者などこの地上にいるはずもありません。
It's a lie. You guys are suppressing your anger.
幸いにしてオーブの被害は少ないが、だからこそなお我らはより慎重であらねばならんのです。理念も大事ですが、我らは今誰と痛みを分かち合わねばならぬものなのか。代表にもそのことを十分お考えいただかねば。
So there's also the added irony you'd be able to defend your position better if you had built up more military bases. This is the second time we've seen him in that shot.
Yeah. Nice car.
Oh, you said nice car.
Yes.
I heard a nice scar. Yeah, I didn't see any scar. But scars are cool. Yazek was had a scar for a long time. Hey, it's Murdoch too. I just mentioned him last episode.
いいんですか、艦長。本当に。補給はともかく 船の修理などはカーペンタリアに入ってからの方が良いのではないかと自分は思いますが。
言いたいことはわかるけど。
To be fair, if this is Japan, Carpentaria is in Australia, so.
でも機密よりは艦の安全ですものね、やっぱり。
Isn't that?
戦闘艦は特に常に
Have you just been ignoring me every time I've said her name?
No. I'm talking about the guy that's with him. The guy's with her. Isn't that Indian bodyguard guy? No.
No, I even said his name too, so you are ignoring me. That's Murdoch, the guy I said, hey, I just mentioned him last time.
艦長のタリアグラディスよ。よろしく。
Oh, I thought you were talking about her. I thought that's what
No,
her
that's
name.
Marius, who I also mentioned.
船だと聞きましたが、なんだかすでにだいぶ歴戦という感じですわね。
ええ、残念ながらね。私もまさかこんなことになるとは思ってもなかったけ
It
ど。
was like passing the torch one captain to the next
仕方ないわよね。こうなっちゃったんだか
of completely different ships.
ら。いつだってそうだけど、まあ先のことはわからないわ。今は特にって感じだけど。
そうですわね。
本当はオーブもこうやってザフト艦の修理になんか手を貸していられる場合じゃないんじゃないの？
まあそうかもしれませんけど、でも同じですわ。やっぱり先のことは分かりませんので、私たちも今は今をもって信じたことをするしかないですから。
You know what? I think the galley's gonna end up on that ship again.
その時はその時
There's gonna be a coup.
泣いて怒って、そしたらまた次を考えます。
まあそうね。
Why is Shin dancing around with Lacus?
いやまだわからないけどさ、修理で数日ってことになるんなら案外出るんじゃないかって。上陸許可。ちょっとここまできつかったからな、実際。なんか夢中で来ちゃったけど。
Yeah, go wander around an orb where I'm sure people won't form crowds around you and try and beat the shit out of you, blaming you for everything that's happened. Wouldn't mess with that for very long. How many years has it been? The charging technology on that thing is probably going to go away pretty quick.
Yeah.
できんのかな。さあ。
Okay.
Bender's going into his closet. I'm assuming it's a shower, but I mean...
Yeah.
Highway to the danger zone. I'm sorry, Kira just lives in an orb now?
Yeah.
I thought he was on,
The island.
The
Yeah, remember the
Reverend's
island
Island.
got flattened. Yeah, remember it got flattened.
It didn't. Like, the middle of it did, or something like that. I don't know. It seemed
Yeah, but
fine
the
last time we
orphanage.
saw it.
No, the orphanage got flattened.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it was. They came out and the whole thing got flattened.
No, they were on the
In fact, they
beach.
pick up a. Yeah, they were beach and they were looking at the flattened remains of the orphanage. It
Of
got
the
blown
beach.
away.
Ignore the kid.
Eh?
Don't pay attention to what the kid says either. It's anecdotal evidence. The kid doesn't know anything. Look, we all know what you think of the kids, detective.
行政府だ。仕事が山積みだろ。あの落下の真相はもうみんな知ってるんだろう。うん。連中の一人が言ったよ。うん。撃たれた者たちの嘆きを忘れて、なぜ撃った者たちと偽りの世界で笑うんだ、お前らはって。
The fuck did he have time to say that? He didn't say that to you when he was on screen.
It's interesting. He's driving on a car, on the left side of the car, but on the right side of the. It's clearly not an orb car.
He was running on the left side of the road.
No, he was.
He
Yeah,
was
he was
on the, he's
driving
on the left side of the car and the left side of the road.
Yeah, but it should be the other way around. If you're driving on the.
I'm not indicating which side of the road he should be on. I'm just saying you said he was on the right, and I said no, he's on the left.
No, he's driving on the right, but
No, he was driving on the left while also being on the left side of the car.
yeah, it should be. It should be the other way around. In other words, if he's on the left side in the car,
Well, for
he should
America,
be driving. Exactly. So this car is not an Orb-made car.
Orb is Japan.
Exactly.
Are you saying
If you
Japan
drive
drives the same way Americans do? They don't drive
No.
European style?
Only British drive that way, not the rest of Europe. Okay, let me explain what I'm trying to say.
I'd rather you didn't. I don't drive either, so this is going to be all lost for me. I think anybody that knows. Back at the Rockefeller Foundation. Nope, never mind.
Okay.
Looked like the Rockefeller buildings. Look, all I'm saying is Kigali is a woman of the people. Can you not see it?
You should dump your boyfriend. That's what you should do. Not Arthur, but.
そうか。
今は情勢がああ動くのも仕方ないかとも思う。他と比べれば軽微だろうが、オーブだって被害は被った。市長たちの言うことはわかる。けど、痛みを分かち合うって。
I mean, you just got done crying about your dad the other day, and this is literally what he cried about not being forced to join the Atlantic Alliance.
どこ行きたい？俺腹減った。
シン？いないの？シン。
俺はプラントに行ってくる。
Maybe that's the indication that he's a natural.
すまないが、俺も一人ここでのうのうとしているわけにはいかない。
アスラン。けどお前、それは。
プラントの情勢が気になる。デュランダル議長ならよもや最悪の道を進んだりはしないと思うが、だがああやって未だに父の言葉に踊らされている人もいるんだ。議長と話して俺でも
Yeah, because again, Patrick was elected into office.
Yeah.
You had Klein before, who was the peace guy, and they're like, no thank you. We want the guy who's all about war.
Yeah.
Or he is a coordinator. I don't know.
Oh yeah, you start shooting when the other guy doesn't have ear protection. Brilliant.
Yuna Romato のことは分かってはいるけど。
え？
やっぱり面白くはないから。
I too once had a fiance. Normal anime dude thing to do. Look away so you can't see the shock.
いや、こういう指輪の渡し方ってないんじゃないか？
悪かったな。
気をつけて連絡よこせよ。
かがりも頑張れ。
I hope they don't do like a forced romance.
With whom?
Yuna. But Yuna turns out to be the bad guy, and he's gonna force Kigali to marry him, and that sort of whole thing.
I mean, that seems to be the setup.
Sword
right?
Art Online sort of aspect.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Yeah, I hope that doesn't happen.
Well, they say there's a reason people aren't gonna. Some people don't like this series, and Sword Art Online remains popular. So clearly, there's a segment of the population doesn't have a problem.
did that.
Very sad scene. One problem is with the muffled audio I get.
Yeah.
Wherever you go, whatever you do, I'll be right here waiting for you. Whatever it takes, whatever I'll be.
大丈夫だ。目標は軍の施設だろう。急げし。
Again, my problem is that they're drilling it in. I think this is our 7th.
Yeah, it becomes a point where it loses it loses its impact.
Sometimes it's multiple times an episode.
Yeah.
I feel sad for Shin, but now it's like an academic sadness. I don't feel anything anymore. I've seen it. It's like I'm the first cop on site, and I've been standing here guarding the body all day. So at first it was like, oh man, this is real sad. Now it's like part of the scene.
Oh, there you go. First meeting between Kira and Chin.
ですか。うん。そうみたいだね。
Well, Atherin made it.
僕もここへは初めてだから。
Oh, that's gonna endear you so well.
せっかく花が咲いたのに波をかぶったからまた枯れちゃうね。ごまかせないってことかも。いくら綺麗に花が咲いても人はまた吹き飛ばす。君。すいません。変なこと言って。
He doesn't realize who he's talking to.
I mean, I was hoping he was gonna punch him in the face. Like, literally, he's having a breakdown about what happened here in the past, and Kira's like, it's the first time I made the effort to come out here. Couldn't be asked.
バカな。何かの間違いだ、それは。
いえ、間違いではございません。先ほど大西洋連邦、並びにユーラシアをはじめとする連
Of
合
war?
以下の要求が受け入れられない場合は、プラントを地球人類に対する極めて悪質な適正国
Oh
家とし、
no.
これを武力をもって排除するも辞さないとの共同声明を出しました。
I'm glad we got that. Of course, that is. Now that we used it all up. Sorry, something fucking up with Kira's eyes. You didn't see?
What do you mean? No.
It looked like he was either like the animation had gone all crazy funky, or like he was about to cry, or his eyeballs were about to pop out of his head. Like I don't know, like the reflective factor was going crazy, and I don't know if it's because he was zooming out, or he was about to tear up. Because I don't know. Certainly did not endear me to Kira any.
I'm afraid it did what you were mentioned earlier that it may happen. Although I think Kigali's the kind of person that either try to escape or just beat the crap out of him. Like,
I don't know. She got politically maneuvered into is the problem, and that's clearly what I've been describing before. Is she's no good at this.
Yeah.
Again, though, the fact that Kira never bothered to come out here before.
I mean, it's like trying to confront his past is not going to be easy, right? He's been trying to deal with everything.
He's been sitting on a porch.
Trying to deal with the situation. Some people deal with situations differently.
守るという名目で放たれる放火。打ち合う先に安らぎはないと知りながらなぜ叫ぶアスランの声も虚しく、空はまた恐怖の光に染まる。次回機動戦士ガンダムシードデスティニー溺れる牙。
Who are you?
守り抜けゲイツ。
Also, I couldn't help but notice the super weapon firing again.
Yeah, but that seems to be a different super weapon.
No, I mean it was the same exact. Obviously, it's a different super weapon thing, but it's the same super weapon type. It's the same beam.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's the Jashindu again. Obviously, it's not because Jashindu got destroyed. I'm saying it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not like didn't witness the explosion of Little Boy and like it's Little Boy again. No, obviously it's the same weapon though.
But yeah, war is inevitable. War has begun.
War,
all your bases belong.
War always changes.
All your bases belong to us. And
No,
this
all
time
your
around,
base belong to us.
yeah. And this time around, Orb is going to be part of it. I mean, they were part of it, but be an active combatant because they're forming an alliance with the other Earth nations.
Well, we don't know for sure yet. Because, well, I mean, the combat that we only saw was the Earth Alliance mobile suits.
And Saf.
Daggers, I think they're called. Yeah, but I'm saying we didn't see the Orb mobile suits, whatever they're called. Astrays, I'm going to guess.
Yep. Things are, we're going to see, I'm probably going to spend the next 10, 15, maybe 20 episodes fighting back and forth. And then it's like, you know, we start discovering who is behind this, and either the Minerva goes after them or, you know, I predict that at least one of those 3 members of Phantom Pain, the girl mostly, she's going to defect. She's going to hook up with Chin at some point.
Well, I think you're only saying that because of the opening of the show.
True.
I would argue that Shin is going to wind up with that girl from the mid-credit roll that looks like Lacus that apparently we're going to meet next episode. Because I don't know about you, but they seem to have some great chemistry.
With somebody they never met.
I don't know, we've seen them together for 8 episodes now.
No, we've seen Lacus with Kira. I don't
know.
No,
we have seen, God, what? At least a minute and 20 seconds of them together on screen.
No, that you keep saying that's a girl. No, that I think that girl is Estrella, not whoever this other girl is.
No, can't be. She has purple hair, pink hair.
Oh, she has no. The only pink girl there is Lacus.
No,
and he's with Kira with Kira in the intro.
No, I'm not talking about the intro
and the outro too.
I'm not talking about the outro either. I don't know. You can duck your head all you want. That's not words, man. Use your words.
You want to talk about hooking up with the fellow pilot?
I don't know. I don't know if she's a pilot or not.
Hawk with Hawk? Who also has like
Luna Maria? No, I thought that was funny. That was Athrun, though. That's not Shin.
So why would Shin look? He's never been in the same room with that. No, there's no reason.
With that, who? What? Who are you talking about?
We don't know. For this girl who we saw in Shadow, who might be, or you think it's a
in
clone
Shadow? What are you talking about in Shadow?
Yeah, we saw her with the chairman, and he's like talking, and she's like sitting down, but we don't see her face or anything. We just see her silhouette.
Sherman.
Like, oh, that's
Who's Sherman?
What? The chairman.
Oh, sorry. I'm legit not trying to make fun of your accent. You sometimes just say words that are other words. So
yes. The chairman.
Who's with the chairman that you think I'm talking about? I'm confused.
Okay, when they were, there's a scene where he said something early, and there's someone sitting in a chair. It's like, oh, that's the clone of that looks like the next, what's her name? Damn it, I just said her name and I forgot.
Lisa, you said Hawk?
No, Kira's girlfriend that you hate.
Oh, Lacus.
Lacus.
See, I don't remember her being in any of those scenes, so I do remember who was that, but I think I said that at the end of this episode.
And who do you think Chin is going to end up with?
Oh, her.
Why?
I told you, the mid-roll.
That mid-roll is Kira and Lacus.
That's Shin and whoever this new girl is. This entire time, I have been like going 10 seconds at a time trying to find the fucking mid-roll of the episode. If you see me staring off this way, I've just been hitting my next button constantly.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, you're basing all 100% of your shit on literally the opening of the show. Because Shin and her, Stella, have had no time together either. So
yeah, they met. No, they met.
Yeah, when he groped her and she was like, "You're disgusting," and ran away. Oh, what a romance of the ages that one was. I can't wait till the scribes write it into the stars. You know, Mufasa's dad or whatever, and Shin and Stella, ageless. Kids will be reading it on 2 different page books. One they won't understand and one that they will. It's amazing. And then he groped her and she ran away. The end. At least in mine, they dance around a little and they get surrounded by Haru.
Yeah.
I don't know where the romance starts or ends, but it's got a pretty interesting middle. They called it the mid-roll.
Yes. Anyway, interesting setup. We're going to see what happens in the next episodes. I expect a lot of fighting, basically.
Well, yeah,
the question is,
they showed fighting. So I do expect fighting.
Aside from that, when do we start? I guess they're going to do the same thing they did in Seed, where it's going to take a long time for us to figure out who these other factions is. And although one of them clearly is either Blue Cosmos or parroting Blue Cosmos.
I'll point out that she's also in the ending, right behind Shin, who is otherwise standing by himself.
Anyway.
As opposed to Kira, who is with Lacus. So unless you're saying that Lacus is in the end credits twice for some reason. All I'm saying is if you can gamble on him winding up with a character because of the opening, then I don't feel that put off by gambling on the mid-roll.
Romantic triangle, perhaps?
No, it's only one. It only ends up with one. This isn't Macross. We didn't build a fortune off of triangles. More like V shapes, if you think about it.
True.
Which is an open triangle.
Actually, it's not a triangle because it doesn't have 3 sides.
No, it has an invisible top. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
A V is a triangle that's missing a line.
Therefore, not a triangle. Because literally, where's the third? It's 3 angles,
I mean,
right?
arguably, then it has 4 sides.
Actually, just
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, you're counting them back.
It's a 3-dimensional object, so it has the inner side and the outer side. And
now
each line has 4 sides. I mean, each line has 2 sides.
Okay.
Except for the points, because they come to a point.
It's a triangle. It's the angles that count. 1 angle, 2 angles, 3 angles. You don't have the
okay, sure, then it's a 45-degree angle. What do you want?
But it's not a triangle because it doesn't have 3 angles. It just has a single angle, which is at the bottom.
Sure it does. It has 1 45-degree angle and then 2 360-degree angles. Sorry, 2 180-degree angles. I guess you could be 360, and then they come out like this, and then they go like that. Back again.
Sure.
Just a little bit of imagination will get you everywhere.
Yeah, anything is possible.
Yeah.
Anyway, any more thoughts?
No. Every time I try, my brain hurts.
Oh, we better leave it there.
All right. Well, once again, I have been Theta. This has been Lessons. We've been Stone-Faced Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?